Dynamite Download. Welcome to Dynamite Download, your source for positive coverage of all elite wrestling.
This is what pro wrestling feel like.
I told you guys, positive energy.
I think that created a little moment in itself.
You're saying I have a better record than Kenny Omega and Samoa Joe, and now I'm going to have to wrestle them.
I've never seen someone able to break down like wrestling like he does.
That punk, that long-haired hippie freak.
My real story does connect with a lot of people.
That you need to be careful in the locker room.
I definitely think that women's wrestling has been elevated.
And with the loss of Brody, I feel like we were just kind of a little bit directionless.
I was like deep diving into like cults.
Raw Horse.
Raw Horse?
Oh my God.
Amazing.
I had to smack him around a few times to fully gain his respect.
You said that in front of the voice of a generation?
Versus Frankie's match.
Awesome.
This podcast is quite frankly the drizzling shit, if I'm being quite honest.
There's day spread positivity about AEW.
Welcome to Dynamite Download.
Welcome to the Dynamite Download Holiday Bash Edition. What up? Oh, this way. Or this
Checking
way.
your
This
list.
way. Am I this
See,
way?
When I'm looking at it like right now, it's opposite, but then when I replay the video, it's like total. It's the opposite way too. So am I right or wrong?
So I got to go like this. All right. Well, there we go.
It's either way. We're the Bucks, baby. The Bucks are back, and the Elite are back. We got BTE chance, and we got BTE back. It is a feel good time right now for sure in AEW. Awesome show, incredible crowd. I love when AEW
they go full tilt.
Nigel or someone was like, they're really creative with their chants here. Like, especially when the juice, like, juice, there it is. Juice, there it is.
That was fantastic. Some of them I don't know. I think some of them are local chants, like there's some Nando's chat or something. I did like the Roderick Strong.
Yeah,
Roderick Strong. They did that for time. Joe, I feel underdressed. You're all decked out in festivities. I'm feeling a little chilly, so I think I need to wear some festivities for something festive as well. So here, I've decided. Here, let me get something nice, warm, and festive for.
Oh my gosh! You better bundle up. That is a scarf of all ages. Yes. Wow, was that a? I can't wait to dive in and talk about that. Wow, scarf's looking good. Bring it out, dust it off from retirement. Did you have to do that for a little while? Put it away for the.
I had to
for
put
the
it
winter?
away. I had to put it away. I remember back. I did trade it for the Samoa Joe towel for a while.
Right.
But no, I had to. I had to dust it off, man, and it's and bring it back and boy, did MJF come back as well last night. What a freaking thing! What in the world Juice is wearing? Yeah, we gotta talk about his Juice. Juice is wearing his undies on the outside here. We'll talk about that as well.
He just doesn't give enough, and it's awesome. And it's obviously like the tag team that wasn't supposed to happen, and he kind of wants to have a little tag team swagger with his partner Austin, which is awesome. I love it. It was a great match, and like whatever, like he's that guy. Like no F's given.
None. But this show, man.
I mean, gosh, this is. Quality. I mean, we got the quantity, but we also got the quality mixed in with this. And I wasn't live last night. I rewatched it today. I'm sure it would have been a lot more fatigue for sure with commercials and all that, but it was rapid paced and well placed and paced show overall.
The fact that they started with a match without even an intro, they're already in the ring.
I like that they used to do that. Remember, they're like, tune into YouTube for the first, we're gonna do the ring entrances. I almost think that's better in a sense because it's just like, the action just goes heavy hitting right off the bat. And Moxley's entrance is a good 3 to 4 minutes long. So it gets people ready to roll. Like, I like that they did that in the past, like tune in for everyone's entrances or whatever. And then the same thing, Courtney says on Instagram, happy 70th birthday, Midrunner.
Thank you.
Wait, when was your birthday?
The 16th.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed it.
2 days
I
ago.
knew it was like in the teens somewhere. Well, happy belated birthday to Mindrunner on this one.
Right.
So are you a Sagittarius as well?
I must be. I think so.
Be?
I'm a Sagittarius, and I'm a Tiger from the Chinese New Year.
Right there on my arm is a tiger.
Nice.
I got that this past year being for my Chinese New Year. Dude, no wonder it was meant to be that we were meant to be co-hosts. We're both Sagittariuses. We're both tigers right there. So you got to get I guess you can get a matching tiger with me.
There we go.
I just got that recently.
Nice.
Because of that.
There you go. I'm telling you, our fortune cookies are the same.
I know. What's your favorite number? 6, 7, 6, 7?
Yeah, exactly.
See?
My wife just said stop eating. Trying to get a little steak in here.
I had no idea. Well, where's the confetti at? I'm looking for our confetti.
Confetti!
I wanted to give you some confetti, but happy belated birthday, Mindrunner.
Thank you, buddy.
I didn't know we were Sagittarius and Tiger brothers, but that's an awesome thing. Just like last show.
Tiger blood, baby.
That's right. We're Tiger Kings too. We're gonna drink tiger blood.
I guess Courtney says we're all in trouble with this Virgo. Thank you, the snake, Courtney. Oh, this was an awesome birthday. We actually had a birthday celebration last night with Nacho Man and my wife, and I told you, I told you guys I got the early birthday present. The juice is loose.
Yep.
And then so I also got a nice lemon cake, and my students at school, they're giving me Christmas and birthday. I got some more merch, but of course,
nice.
Nothing can top the Dynamite Download exclusive.
There we go.
Stanley 40-ounce Dynamite Download. All good stuff. But yep, I still feel young, and I feel younger than Moxley sometimes. Moxley looks like he's been rode hard and put up wet. I thought that this is weird me saying this, because I have so much esteem for Moxley and Roderick Strong, and they put on such an incredible match. But I felt like their match was the least compelling of all the matches. And to say that I'm not bashing them. It's more to highlight how the rest of the night went, I felt like the show didn't actually start till after this match. This kind of felt like, I don't know if it felt like a dark match, but it wasn't, because Roderick Strong was great. I don't think anybody doubted Moxley winning this one. I mean, there was a little bit of a streak because anything can happen in the Continental Classic.
Right.
But as great as it was, as technically and hard hitting as it was, and the crowd was behind him. They were doing a lot of good chants. We're talking about the Roderick Strong chants. This was the least compelling match to me, and that's like saying this was the ugliest supermodel or the least delicious slice of pizza. It was like it was still great, but like I almost felt like the show didn't start till after this match. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an asshole. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, for some reason, like both guys are awesome, and it's kind of funny, like the backstory, obviously, like Marina Shafir's in the Death Riders and Roderick Strong's other half and all this, but Roddy Strong, as we've spoken so highly of him over the last few months, second half of 2025, just putting on some really great matches and reminding us who he is and what he could do in the ring, doing some really good stuff. But, I did enjoy this match. It almost went to the time limit draw. And, Moxley's promo to kick off the third hour of this night, this special, really kind of set it there. And, he's like bringing out the best in people and all that. And it was very babyface-esque per se as well. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of stuff's going to start to happen with
Riders.
The Death Riders and Moxley very, very soon as we get to the end of this Continental Classic, depending on how the results go. Roddy Strong, hopefully doesn't get 0 points. I don't think TK would book someone where they get 0 points. We've seen a lot of upsets and no one has a perfect record. I mean, Kyle Fletcher, we, heavily favored, could have gone undefeated, but he, back-to-back losses. But that's just the quality of the tournament and quality of the matches that we're getting on this one. But Moxley's back on the board. He's still alive. I really don't know where we'll show the most up-to-date standings of both leagues. Like, it's still like every week, it's like I'm changing my mind, like who's going to be the final four and who's going to win this thing. I still stand by who we want to win overall, but it could be out of the picture if you don't get the exact points, because these points are up for grabs and not a lot of draws, which I'm liking.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of the Continental Classic. Anything can happen. And I was thinking that if there was going to be one that Roderick wins, it would be compelling if he beat Moxley, especially with like the ankle lock that Kyle did, or do some kind of thing on Moxley. And then the story could be like Moxley, you enter the Continental Classic, Claudio's kicking everybody's ass, and yet you're at the bottom, and Pac is getting wins. Like, you're the worst of the three Death Riders in the Continental Classic.
I don't see Moxley losing his last match either. I think he's gonna. Well, he already put Claudio over. He already put Takeshita over as well. Well, I guess while we're talking about it, this one's the Blue League. Here we go. Mm-hmm. So Moxley's got to go against. Who's that last person there? I can't read.
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy, which they have had some heated rivalries as well. So I could easily see him getting 9 points. Claudio, who knows? I mean, it's either he's going to be shy of 9 or he's going to get 10. Takeshita's still got 2 matches left. All but eliminated from the tournament is Roderick Strong. Actually, at this point he is, I would say.
Even if he won his next 2, he doesn't get.
Yeah, he still gets 6 points. But anyways, this was it. I mean, I would have loved to start talking about this, but we had to kind of like let it simmer a little bit. Contract signing for World's End.
Oh, dude.
Last week we kind of comboed a hot take of how this could have been incorporated with MJF and Smart Mark Sterling. And lo and behold, it wasn't the way we predicted, but it's still adding that 4th member to the World's End main event men's world title match. We did see Smart Mark Sterling with the contract, which he was on hand, giving it to MJF to officially sign. And man, was the crowd on fire for MJF's return. But first, I mean, I guess while these 3 were in the ring, I mean, I like that all 3 guys, well, including MJF4, really got, a blank slate and got to get, say their piece in 2 cents. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like stepping on each other's toes and like, sloppy. It was so smooth. Every guy had like legit stuff to say, really sold this match. I was sold the triple threat. But when MJF came out with his star power, his mic skills, his love-hate or whatever you have for him, elevated this title match tenfolds. And it was amazing last night. Yes, he sold me with that promo, and I guarantee he sold a lot of eyes coming to that pay-per-view coming up in now 9 days, which you're going to be there live in person. How did you feel when you heard that music hit?
All right, I got to tell you. I'll tell you the MJF story in a second, but exactly what you said. I just want to reiterate what you said. The promo between the 3 men in the ring at first, each person got a chance to kind of really portray their personality. And I really enjoyed the back and forth. Hangman made the whole thing about it could have been you, it could have been this whole thing. Swerve talking about his stance. Everybody got to really present their stance before reacting to MJF, and it was great because it really fleshed it out. And, I was about excited as everybody for this match. And then the lights go out. And of course, we're, the buzz is it Osprey? Is it, Virginia White? Who is it? And of course, I'm like, no, it's MJF. He's going to cash in. And sure enough, it was him. And the crowd, our neighbors said this is the first time they've heard us during our Wednesday night Dynamite. Because I swear we all screamed like little schoolgirls when he came out. And we're like, this is the coolest thing ever. And he came out and he got it. And it just was, and he owned the ring. And of course, MJF is so creative, but also so wrestling knowledgeable with his insults. The Samoa Joe tattoo, which, looks a little phallic, but, hey, what am I going to say? Everywhere I go, something reminds me of him kind of thing. But he, Full Tilt Dev wants to know, when does Samoa Joe start filming his next season of Twisted Metal? Probably coming up soon. But that was such a great, the promo battle between them all was great. But even though he may have some hair plugs, he took control of the ring, and the crowd everybody was on his every word. And I dare say, again, one of the magic of MJF, and he was top tier MJF in this, was he was a heel that was almost doing a baby face promo, if that makes sense. But
100%.
Like a beloved heel, like he was doing a heel. He was a heel, but he was owning everybody in that ring. And I thought, and it made the match that much more compelling. And, spoiler alert for our prediction show, I think MJF's walking away with the belt.
It's really, really hard not to ride this wave, because it was incredible. The pop, it was incredible. Like you said, he took control of everything. It was so smooth and delivered everything, elevated this feud, elevated this match tenfold, 100%, making this an absolute must-see, excitement for World's End. And the full circle aspect of it all as well, too. So, everyone hitting home with the full circle of, I beat you for this and you beat me for this and blah, blah, blah. And just doing all that was great. And I really do think, MJF, man, it's going to be, I think it would be him too.
Yeah. Now, granted, I think that's ideal because, Samoa Joe served his purpose. He took it off of Hangman. So now Hangman's back in the chase. And I love Hangman in the chase. He's a great champion, but having him in the chase. But it's also important that I think a third party needed to have the belt. It couldn't, that way it's not, Swerve having it and then Hangman, or Hangman and then Swerve. But what's great about this is you can take the belt off of Samoa Joe, give it to MJF, and now MJF has got two superstars going after it. So you could do MJF versus Swerve or MJF versus Hanger at Revolution, and it'd be compelling. This also gives me the vibe of 2000, I want to say 2001 WWE Vengeance, when it was The Rock, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold, and Jericho were the four main people going for the unified championship. And everybody was either on Stone Cold or The Rock. So nobody really was rooting for Kurt Angle. I thought he was great, but I was the only one at this bar at Hooters watching it live with everybody that was rooting for Jericho, and of course Jericho wins. But this reminds me of where WWE was, I guess at the time WWF was at, with four legit superstars, and anybody it would be a great champion. And I think that's where we are with this. And I'm here for it. And I think the BBB is coming back to the devil, baby, because he's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and he's better than you, and you know it.
Yep. And he's fully endorsed Dynamite Download.
Yes. That's the best endorsement you can actually get from MJF. Love it.
I honestly so someone posted this online. It wasn't my hot take, but I guess we could transition to the battle royal because it talks about that in a second. But how if MJF wins, he wouldn't be getting the ring. It's either Ricochet or Bandito. However, if Ricochet wins that one-on-one and then or Bandito wins it and they could do one-on-one title for a ring as well. And so he could put, GOAT, whoever has the diamond ring in up for, the title match or whatever as well. So MJF keep that ring. However, it would be a nice little piece for Ricochet. Yeah. But this one, man, I am so pumped for this one. You're going to be in store for quite the gem of a main event when you guys are there live. And I really do think you got to ride the wave with MJF and continue this because you heard that crowd. Wow. It was incredible.
I wasn't going to pack the scarf until now. I think I wasn't going to pack the scarf. I'm bringing the scarf. I'm going to wear the scarf.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. One of my favorite matches of the night because we got the reuniting of one of my favorite trios of all times, the Elite, and one of my favorite tag teams as of late, or of all time, the Young Bucks. So this was so great. You got the OG theme song, even though I do like the Super Kick Party theme song that we do with our Super Chat party a little bit better, but the BTE stuff and wow. And I think they do listen to Dynamite Download because I've said this many times how Kenny Omega constantly gets the hero's welcome, hero's entrance. And Excalibur said that as well. So rightfully so. All those Team Elite looked, on top of their game, stellar. The chemistry there is still there. The feel-good moment is there. Now they just need to reclaim their trios titles, man. I think that's next in store after they got the purse of the $1 million. But now it's time to regain those trios titles. On the other hand, the Don Callis family has been so fun to watch. It was very interesting, the intro of the Don Callis family, how he introduced Takeshita and he introduced Yosoi Hechicero. Then they started walking in the ring. Then all of a sudden, Okada's music hit. He didn't even bother introducing Okada, which is his, essentially his prized possession. So I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody wants Takeshita to be the one to turn babyface and turn on the Callis family
for sure.
But that almost was giving this.
What I said last week. I was like, what if Okada's the one?
I don't want
that would be kind of weird because, especially after what Okada did to the Elite, turned on them, officially and was like beating them up. But it does make sense for Takeshita's loyalty to stay with Don. He's the first one. He took the sacrificial lamb. He's gonna, wean out. But even if they kick out Okada, I feel like Takeshita is still gonna get that babyface cheers. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it actually makes it more of a compelling story that Takeshita was the original. He was the replacement for Kenny Omega. He was the first of the Don Callis family. Yeah. And yet he's being pushed out by Okada. Right. But speaking of pushed out, little Tope Suet, this is just classic, the Elite. I want to point out too, you're talking about the hero's welcome. I love that Kenny now, he stops and he takes the moment to go over to the side on his way down, and he high fives. He really engages with the fans. I don't know if it was from the health scare or whatever, but he just really looked. I think Kenny is really going above and beyond to give back and give everything now, because maybe he's in the back of his mind, he's thinking he doesn't know how much longer he's going to be able to do this, but he's definitely taking the time. It's good to have the Elite back as baby faces. They looked so great. This was, to me, the first real match of the night. And again, I'm not bashing Moxley versus Strong, but this is really when the blood, I got excited watching wrestling. This was when I wasn't looking at my phone and half watching the match. I was fully engaged watching them do all their super kicks. And the Bucks, they've got to just be sitting there with a whiteboard going, all right, what new things can we possibly do that we've never done before? And they continue to do what dynamic ways can we incorporate it? I got to give a little props to Hechicero too. In the past, some of the CMLL guys, come in AEW and we see them every now and then. Hechicero has, kind of like Bandito, but Hechicero has really established himself as much an AEW wrestler as he is a CMLL, and he's been a workhorse, man. You know, he's been showing up to work and doing some tremendous. I mean, we can talk about his match with Bandito and Ring of Honor. Is still a candidate for match of the year.
Yeah,
probably won't win, but it's candidate. But this was like, he continues to show up to work and really put out, and he's a great workhorse. And you know, props to Hechicero, man. He may not have been my top performer last night, but he definitely gets the Dustin Rhodes, show up to work, award. We got to come up with like the punch card award or something. I don't know. He shows up every day.
The workhorse award. I mean, not on top of Hechicero, I mean, he's a big ass guy, and Kenny Omega, they put him out with the one winged angel. He got him up on his shoulders. I mean, Kenny's looking like old Kenny, both in the ring and physically. So this is a perfect way to have him shine. Give him these trios matches, go for the trios titles, sprinkle in and give us little sprinkle singles matches once in a while, but smartly protect them at the same time, because we need more really hot baby faces, and the elite back together is awesome. I was watching the show this morning because I had to catch up today, and I took that photo on the right. I was trying pausing my TV. I'm like, oh my gosh, like Okada. We talked about Okada having the most punchable face and different things like that, but man, he could have caught a dozen flies with his mouth wide open for how long he had that after that backdropper. It wasn't even that crazy of a move, but he was selling it like it was, broke his spine in two. It was amazing.
If we in our end of the year awards, I think we're gonna do that in January or whatever. We need to add a category: best in-ring facial reactions. Okada or Kyle Fletcher.
Storm's good.
Yep, Kyle Fletcher, Tony Storm. I think Okada is there, but Fletcher and Okada are probably the two top at reaction, facial reaction. But I think it almost makes Okada even more superb, because he normally just has this look on his face,
right?
And then when he reacts, but now he is, but this plus his shit-eating grin when he knows he's messing with Takeshita, and he's got that like we've all seen that face before on people, and when they're messing with you and they know they got you, this is good stuff.
So when do you think we're gonna? I guess you have to smartly book Takeshita and Okada, I would say, in the semifinals, because they are both in this league, right?
Yeah.
Or no, they're in the opposite. Excuse me. So Okada versus Takeshita in the finals for the belt. So but even though like I would like anyone from this gold league, and I would like other stories with the blue league, I would like someone from the Death Riders, but it's almost like you feel like it's coming with Takeshita and Okada for the titles.
I think we see the finalists in the blue league already. I think it's going to be Claudio and Takeshita, but I would love to. So? I think Takeshita needs to be the one to advance, and Fletcher versus Okada is going to be in the gold league, and then it would be, as much as I'd love to see Pac, be in the finals. I think it's going to be Fletcher, but now I may have sounded like I was bashing the first match with Moxley and Roderick. I wasn't. It was great, but I just thought the Elite versus Callis was better. Match of the night, though, good gravy, and I knew it was going to be great. I just didn't know it was going to be this great.
Right.
And of course, you're going to be in Manchester. I don't know how close Manchester is from Newcastle upon the Tyne.
He's a bastard.
He's a bastard. He is a bastard. Yes, he is. He is a bastard. He's our bastard. He's a bastard. Yes, he is. The bastard did everything, was phenomenal. And I was actually worried, because he was doing so well that he was going to end up losing. But the way, he had to win in Manchester. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. It was all of that.
Phenomenal.
You know, I can't even say it. But Pac, this is the best Pac I've seen. He's jacked Pac, but he's also still doing he's slowly starting to get back his high flyer stuff. And when he hit that black arrow at the end, the crowd, I was with the crowd, just on my feet, just going crazy. It was fantastic.
Like you say, chef's kiss. He put that chef's kiss, the last stamp with the black arrow. You know, Renee Paquette, her little mid-match updates and things I really enjoyed last night.
Yeah, her phone in.
What?
Her phoning in.
Yeah, her phoning in.
Yeah, she wasn't in England.
But what she said something about like these two competitors are the reason why you love wrestling so much. And she was saying something also like how Pac has gotten even better than he was before, and like a total complete wrestler. I forget the exact words, but I was like, she's taking the words right out of my mouth, because man, since Pac's return 3 months ago, he has looked so good. And we know his skill level. We know what he could bring. And it's just like it was unfortunately like hot and cold because of injuries. I know he's had some titles. He was a two-time title or a two-title belt hold. The first one in AEW have two titles at the same time with the trios and I think the international title or whatever it may be. But man, it is great watching him. Like any one of these guys right here on the screen could take it all easily. And I was looking forward to this match. And I honestly was really, really surprised with how dominant Pac was the whole match.
Yeah.
With both guys being grade A+ sellers in the ring, which is such a huge trait and an impressive trait to have. Both guys can sell so good with their facials and their physical movements and everything in between. But I really was shocked that Pac dominated, I would say 80% of this match. I was like, I'm waiting for Kyle to come to life. I'm waiting for him to get his stuff in and then kind of have that pacing, that typical heel pacing, where then you have the underdog or the baby face, revamp and get up and win. But this one being a clean win, a clean 1, 2, 3 after the black arrow was awesome for Pac. And man, win or lose, like this tournament, he's been showing up for this tournament and doing amazing stuff.
This was validation for Pac too. I mean, to win in Manchester, this guy, they wanted him to be Mighty Mouse in WWE. Neville, they had him doing all this crazy stuff, and he comes to AEW. He's Pac. It's great. Death Triangle, all this. Then injuries. The Lucha Brothers leave, he's got all this stuff going on, and it's like, it's great to finally see him really just come back and get a really solid stride.
He's OG. He's a day oneer too. Yeah. I mean, when those matches with Kenny Omega and others like
Orange Cassidy,
was like surprised the hell out of me, their chemistry. I was like, because I remember that match kind of got thrown together last minute at one of the pay-per-views. And then I was like, oh gosh, what are we going to see? And then it was actually one of the best matches of the night.
Absolutely. And so it's great to see Pac being where he is, and that smile on his face, he's loving it.
The bastard.
I do, of course, it goes without saying, but Kyle Fletcher has been a consistent, probably he's in the running with Bandito and a few others for most frequent top performer. For him to be the one taking the L in this match not only says a lot, but think about this. If you talk to both of us in 2021 or 2022, and we said that Pac versus Kyle Fletcher was going to be a match that we would be excited about,
right,
and that the favorite to win would actually be Kyle Fletcher, I think we would laugh. Because, I mean, not that we would expect a good match out of Pac, but like Kyle Fletcher from back then was just a skinny dude on a tag team. And look how far he has evolved himself into. But I think if this Pac, let me ask you this question. Who would you book? Who do you think is a better wrestler overall, or better more enjoyable to watch? 2022 Pac or 2025 Pac?
it's hard because, like you said, like last week, I forget how you worded it, of what's the freshest in our mind,
Yeah, recency bias. Yep.
But I did love the Death Triangle era of Pac as well, because Lucha Brothers were one of my favorite tag teams as well in AEW. So I did like the Death Triangle one. I liked it's really hard. I still have to say the old Pac is a better run. This is still fresh. We're only 3 months into his run. We're finally getting a lot of singles matches out of him. Well, actually, this has been just great because he's been showcasing more and more power.
Yeah.
And throwing Darby through 2 flaming tables, throwing Darby wherever. Like, granted, it's Darby and he's a crash test dummy, but Pac is showing much more power because he's obviously more jacked, but that coast to coast lariat too, and not doing nearly as much flying stuff, but still a lot of flying stuff, but picking his spots. That one spot off the top turnbuckle off to the ground, the backflip was perfectly executed. He probably got like 20 feet of air. Fletcher caught him perfectly. And yeah, he looks healthy, looks like the man. And I would love to see some kind of gold around him again very soon.
Have we ever had Pac versus Bandito?
Not in AEW.
Dude. Can you imagine Pac versus Bandito?
Yeah. Bring it on, baby.
Tony, please. We've been good this year. Put us on your nice list. Can we have Pac versus Bandito? That would be incredible.
Well, let's talk about the women's match. Let's move along to this one.
Yep.
One of the women's matches, but I thought it was going to be a surprise, but they pre-announced it, last week when Mercedes said she's going to be 3 of her friends. It's such a nice breath of fresh air, the depth that we're seeing in the division by just looking at this graphic and the feuds and the matches and the storytelling and everything that you can get out of just this right here. And Mercedes has been doing such a good job to kind of reinsert herself into the center of everything going on. And it has been kind of that way. It's like the Mercedes side of the women's division, what's going on there, and then the world title side. But because now that Tony Storm's not the world champion and Statlander is, now it's the Statlander saga going on that side, a whole different branch of the women's division. Then you got this going on, it's both circulating around the tag team titles and the TBS title. So it is fun. It is a lot of fun to watch this match. The dream team of the Babes of Wrath and Timeless Love Bombs was great. I loved it.
Yes.
But what I'm really curious about is now that we're seeing Athena back on AEW television, I'm excited for that to see. Hopefully we get one of those. Maybe she turns babyface to face Mercedes, or what's going to happen with that. That's where I really am interested in the most. What came out of this match?
The promo backstage where they declared a challenge to the Babes of Wrath for tag team. If you notice, Athena's trying, but Mercedes is being Mercedes, and it's not quite a Takeshita Okada thing because Athena is well established with her minions and the Forever Champion and stuff. Yeah. But I think they're definitely that plan is for the two of them to go at it because they're already planting that seed that they're not quite on the same page. But I think that's the right move. I think for World's End, have them challenge for the tag titles. It puts Mercedes on the card, gives Athena a great spotlight, but don't tease us too much with this, Tony Khan, please. If you're going to do Athena versus Mercedes title for Revolution, you got to start it now. It's got to start. The feud's got to start at World's End. They lose. Mercedes blames Athena. Athena's like, no. I think that's when you get the Athena babyface turn, and you're going to get title for title at Revolution. I'm looking for it. But just looking at these 8 women, plus just think about Jamie Hayter, Sisters of Sin, Tekla, and of course our world champion, Chris Statlander. I can't believe this is the best. I gotta say, I am loving where the women's division is at right now. And yet, if you look at all of these women, Willow's probably the most OG out of these ladies. I mean, because even before Tony Storm, I mean, Willow kind of got, she was enhancement talent there at first, local. She came in. They're all like Harley Cameron's homegrown and all this, and everybody in here is top notch. We don't have Rio. We don't have Britt Baker. We don't have Thunder Rosa. We don't have Hikaru Shida. We don't have Nyla Rose. And yet, look how awesome the division is. It's such a testament to the hard work these ladies put in. This is the best the women's division has looked, I think, since AEW started, in my opinion. And maybe I'm wrong, but tell me a better era of the AEW women's division than it is right now. I can't
women that can wrestle. That was my biggest gripe. Granted, they're an early company early on, and maybe kind of like giving people more opportunities or TV time that maybe necessarily weren't that ready yet. But it was almost, to me, all right, no one throws stones. It was almost, the women's division was not watchable to me in AEW early on. And Crayfish can attest. I was like, when we talk about the women's match, I'm like, you could talk about it. I was not impressed. I was a tough critic because I knew that the potential was there and they had the capability. And now, I'm eating my words. And this is by far the best it's been because of the depth of it, the quality of it, the talent level, the diverse talent level. I mean, you have someone like Megan Bain, then you have someone like Rio, you have someone like Toni Storm, who's off the wall, then you have someone like Marina Shafir, who's this, this killer. And so it's like so many different levels of characters and talent in the division that is shaping it to be, A+ in my opinion. I think
you're right. And there have been milestones, and we can move on in a second if we need to, but like there have been milestones that have built the women's division to this moment. And like we said at the beginning, the women did not have a Chris Jericho or a Moxley or a Young Buck or a Kenny.
True.
They didn't have those established, or Cody Rhodes. They didn't have an established star that to bring in. Now, when they brought in Mercedes didn't start out 100% with AEW. She had that year off because of the injury. But when she did show up at AEW, their match with Britt Baker kind of stunk. And, it wasn't as impressive, but when she had that first match with Statlander, what have you.
Yep.
But, from when Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker did that lights out match, and then we had another lights out match, was it the Ty J versus Ali and Penelope. There have been moments throughout the women's division that have been landmark. And now I think we're finally there. We finally gotten to that place that they have caught up to being, and I can understand. I've always enjoyed women's wrestling, but like I understand the dismay you may have had before, but it is more than watchable. Sometimes it's the highlight of the night.
You're absolutely right. And it's testament to everyone involved. And, they got some accolades from Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
Well, so we didn't show this earlier in the year, but Female Wrestler of the Year was Mercedes Moné. Also, the PWI women's #1 ranking was Mercedes Moné. Best in the Mic was Timeless Toni Storm. So these are some accolades by Sports Illustrated. So they're getting their flowers, rightfully so.
And there were WWE people in the awards. There were WWE nominations. So this wasn't like a, oh, hey, we took money for AEW, so we're going to show. This was, AEW got a lot of awards out of this thing this year, and I'm 100% behind it. They deserve it. It's great stuff.
We're going to do our award show after the new year as well. So we'll have our categories, and dressed to the nine. It'll be a tuxedo night, a black tie event for our award show. And maybe we'll be showing some diamonds. Might put some diamond earrings, maybe a dynamite ring I might be wearing as well.
Some danglies, diamond danglies.
Diamond danglies. There we go. The Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. Like when this got announced, I was like, hold on, let me just figure out everything that just said. They're like, we're going to battle royal the final two. The final two are going to face off. The final two face off. They get the diamond ring. The diamond ring gets you a title shot at this. I was like, okay, it was a lot to A lot going at it. To me, they should just have a battle royal. Winner wins the diamond ring. Next time, and you get a title shot. No, like go further. But whatever. We're gonna get a banger of a match. Ricochet and Bandito, the final two. So they're gonna be fighting for the diamond ring, which both guys I could see. We've never had a babyface. MJF has been the only one to hold the diamond ring in its inauguration, which is a great piece that he has. What do you see? What are you excited for with this one?
Oh, I'm excited for Ricochet versus Bandito.
Yeah.
As much as I love Bandito, Ricochet's got to get the ring, because if you
cheat to win, like he always does.
If you think he's obnoxious now as the national champion, that's nothing. He gets the diamond ring. He's already doing this.
Right.
He's gonna have the diamond ring on it now and go like that. He's gonna be like, is going to be. That is good. That's such a great. It's going to be perfect for him. And how many? I mean, not only is the diamond ring, a symbol, but it's also a. It's not only that, but it's also like a cheating device that you can use to cheat with. So it's great for him. Now, the one question is, MGF wins, and I think Full Tilt Dev asked this question when we were talking before. What if MJF cons, or was it you or somebody was asking me this question? What if MJF tricks Ricochet into doing a title for ring match, and then MJF gets the ring back?
Well, yeah, that's what we were talking earlier.
Yeah, it was you and I. Yeah,
it wasn't my idea, but I was reading on social, and I think it's a great idea, because if Ricochet's not going to win this, I don't think it fits really with Bandito's style per se. Because yes, this is a heel piece. This is coming out with some kind of the Triple H sledgehammer in a sense, whatever. It's not the Sting bat, because Sting has always been like a baby face piece, but this is MJF has used it always to cheat to win, and so it's perfect. You said it great. I didn't even think about, like, he's doing the 3-finger thing, so it already makes sense to have that. However, like, if Ricochet does win, and I would like him to win and have this, then you have Ricochet versus, in theory, MJF. And so that's going to catapult MJF to even more back towards babyface style. Like, he's going to get the cheers and whatever. I think it could be good for the time being, but we need him as the biggest scumbag heel, but it's going to be one of those like Stone Cold things. It's like the tweener, like, he's a bad guy, but you want to cheer for him in a sense. And, I was just going to say something like that, Steven, like, if Ricochet cheats to win and then they all beat down Bandito, then Brody comes out, then you have Buddy come back, then you start a trios feud. That would be a great thing as well. I'd love to have that. Buddy come back.
That'd be fantastic. But let's get him back to MJF versus Ricochet. I can already hear the promos. Okay, Trevor, let's talk, and then, I am a movie star. I get the hair treatment you're supposed to. I can recommend a good guy. I can hear the insults already from MJF. That the promo battle between
talking about being bald, even though MJF was not going bald, so you had to get the plugs.
The promo between MJF versus Ricochet, it's going to be. I mean, because Ricochet can hold his own too, and he's become such a great heel. But his reactions when they get him. MJF is going to roast him out of the building, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be so good. Yeah. I think it's I want that to happen. I want that so bad now.
If you don't so if you want Ricochet to win, if MJF doesn't win, who would be your runner up?
MJF's winning. Hanger or Swerve. Swerve, and that's good because Swerve has a past with Ricochet.
True.
I don't think we've had Hanger versus Ricochet much, have we?
Doesn't ring a bell.
I don't think we've seen that. So that would be actually compelling. As much as I love Samoa Joe, I just don't see him getting out of this.
It would be the shortest title reign in AEW, which whatever it would work. He's still got the trios titles.
Yeah,
but it could still extend his main title picture era right now because of the 4-way. That's the wrench in it. It's you want sneaky MJF to steal it back, because if he doesn't win it now, then what? And I think MJF could win the title until Ospreay's, and keep it until Ospreay's back, and Ospreay be the guy to dethrone him.
MJF's winning though. I am convinced.
I want Ospreay to dethrone MJF.
There you go. I am
Speaking
a little
of-
surprised we didn't get Ospreay because we're in England. I mean, he should at least came in and bought everybody some Nando's, mate.
Or
Come on,
just been
bro.
like in a suite somewhere watching the
Yeah.
show. I'm sure he was
Oh,
there,
yeah.
obviously, because his other half is wrestling, was there wrestling.
Yep.
But the Mind Runner is going to be out on. We're not going to be having a show next week because it's Christmas. But if anyone wants to join SPD for a preview show on Friday night, while we make our bingo card picks, our final picks for the +3 and our predictions, if anyone wants to join, send us a DM. Looking for some guest co-hosts on there if anyone's around on Friday night, the 26th, I believe that is. What are we looking at? Yeah, because the show is on the 27th. Looking for some co-hosts. If not, we'll do a preview show and everyone could get their picks in ASAP, because that +3 will show the most up-to-date standings momentarily, but it's going to be huge for that left side of the brackets on there. Huge. Keep rolling while we're running a little out of time. Definitely want to touch base on this one, because our guys, the Bang Bang Gang, were millimeters away from becoming the new tag team champs. The chemistry between these four is just, it's off the charts. These guys have such fun matches together. FTR is doing such great heel work right now. Man, you really want to really want to hate them at all times, and they are the total package of tag team right there. And they are who they are for a reason, because these guys, they got everything about them, and they got the swagger, the teamwork that they have together to have each other's back, the way to pace matches, the way to sell matches. And man, I just love that FTR are the new champs, and they put them up for defense early on against a formidable team, the Bang Bang Gang, and it was a great match. The crowd was very hot near the end of a 3-hour show. Loved it, but unfortunately, there's no way. I didn't think the Bang Bang Gang was going to win at this time.
I got baited. I was tricked, because they were looking so good.
They were.
Here's the thing. You know what, Tony Khan, I think Edge and Christian are legends, and I know how they have desires on how they want to go out. Let's parlay that for later. Let's keep this feud going a little bit, because
for
good
sure,
gravy, the Bang Bang Gang was fire last night. They were just so, Juice was doing some great, and Austin, and Full Tilt Deb has a comment there. In any FTR or Young Bucks match, there's going to be like 1,000 near falls, and there were 1,000 near falls last night. But there were some near falls that really had me thinking: Are the Bang Bang Gang going to pull this off? Are they actually good? Because this is, as the main event, is this going to be? Are we going to go in the show with the Bang Bang Gang holding the titles? We kind of did, because of the way the ending went, with the leg, and that was very compelling. I want to see this continue. I want to see the Bang Bang Gang, but how great is it that the Bang Bang Gang are still, even not being as regular on TV as we'd like, and with the injuries and the rest of the gang, guns up. They're so white hot right now with momentum that if they pull the trigger on them at World's End or at Revolution, I think that'd be the right call.
I'm with you, man. I want to see more feud within this, and hopefully that'll lead to some of the Bang Bang Gang getting back in AEW healthy and on screen. Because, months ago, it feels like months ago, Jay White was posting those cryptic tweets about, I'm ready or whatever it is. So, it's not always you're back healthy. It's about the timing of the storyline. So we selfishly want him back, and I think it would be great.
And Cole.
But when he comes back, I want him to, he's got to come back and, win and have a good momentum and dethrone someone for something. World title, I don't know. International title, maybe, NWA title, maybe, whatever it is, but we'll see.
Jay White Ricochet would be tremendous.
And we saw, I mean, Bang Bang Gang they've had some issues with GOA in the past too. So like, we could see that. We could totally see that.
Oh, good stuff, man! What a great show, man! What a great show.
We didn't get to talk about it all, but I mean, interest of time. I mean, like, there's so much. We got 4 matches on Saturday. A quick little 1-hour collision: Okada versus Kevin Knight, Speedball versus Jungle Jack Perry, Eddie Kingston versus someone, and I forget what the other match is.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston versus I think there's
Mercedes versus
surprise open challenge. I wonder if it'll be somebody, probably a British talent. I think somebody.
I saw a spoiler, but I'm not going to say anything.
Dakota Kai. I mean, or Charlie.
Windsor.
Oh, Windsor would be great. Windsor. Oh, that'd be a great crowd pop. Yeah. Top performers, man.
I was waiting for you to decide because I was going to pick Pac the best because he just was, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
It was a clinic. He put on a clinic versus someone top notch in Kyle Fletcher. Really, really impressive. Like the dominating of him in the match. And Bucks, I picked the Bucks because they were just looking like their old selves. And you even said it earlier, like, whiteboard, blank whiteboard. What are they going to think of next? These are the innovative stuff that the Young Bucks do constantly is second to none. These guys are so fun to watch. Definitely my top performers of the night. I love that they're back reunited with Kenny Omega, and the Elite are stronger than ever. And hopefully we can see some trios titles on these 3 guys very soon.
Absolutely. If we take out the Kyle Fletcher Pac match, it would have been a lot harder for me to pick my top performer. But dude, when you sent me a message, there was only one name that popped in at this point, and that was Pac.
Yeah.
Now, if you took the match out, it would have been hard because there were a lot of good top performers, a lot of people deserving, but good gravy. Pac deserves top performer in my opinion. Not taken away from your pick with the Bucks, but yep. And here we are.
I can't believe Cray is like running away with it right now.
I wouldn't say he's running away with it. He's ahead of me.
I think he was on the right side for the longest time.
Yeah,
Bobby was leading for the longest time.
And look at this. Full Tilt Deb is not the caboose. What?
She's pissed.
She start losing. Hey, you want to swap out one of your wrestlers for Serpentico?
Start getting negative points. You get negative points for if you lose.
Yeah, exactly. It takes away.
The final stretch. We're going to be done with this season 7 after World's End. So we got Saturday's show. We got 2 shows. We got Dynamite and Collision, and then we also have World's End plus the bingo card. So still some ground to be made. Man, but it's going to be tough to beat Cray right there. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not worried about
hey,
it.
Plus 3 puts a lot of people right there within nibbling range.
No. Yes. Bobby could walk away with it. You could walk away with it. Ranger and Brent are still in it. Cowboy, Steven, FTD, and Court. Anything can happen. I mean, we still got a lot of wrestling before then, and like you said, the bingo card.
All right. Well, have a great everyone. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
We won't be here next week on Thursday because of Christmas, but for the preview show, tune in on that Friday for that. And mine and FTD and Mama Mine will be there live at World's End. Maybe you'll be reporting live, and you can post some stuff on our Dynamite download story. Some cool. Great stuff.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you next year. Or I will.
I'll see you all next week.
Yes.
Stop.
Try